girls were sitting together, casually talking while scrolling through their phones with the camera turned on. Everything seemed completely normal until something unsettling was suddenly captured. Take a look.
It's a fucking kiss game. Hold on. The new improved Flappy Bird. It's just not okay.
Something just took my hair. I'm not joking, something just took my hair.
What do you mean something fucking took
I
your
don't
hair?
know.
Something fucking
No,
took
I'm
my
coming
hair.
out! I'm coming out!
Out of nowhere, one of the girls feels her hair being pulled by something invisible. She immediately reacts and tells her friend, but at first, her friend laughs it off, thinking it's just a joke or maybe her imagination. But then, the second girl suddenly feels her own hair being tugged. This time, there's no doubt that something is wrong. Both of them instantly realize that whatever just happened wasn't normal. Panic sets in, and without wasting another second, they rush out of the room, clearly shaken by what they just experienced. So what do you think? Was this some kind of unseen force trying to interact with them? Or is there another explanation? Let me know in the comments.
In the next video, a man named Nick shared disturbing footage on his TikTok page from the house where he lives with his grandmother and takes care of her. According to him, she suffers from Alzheimer's disease, which sometimes causes her to stand motionless, staring at a single point, as if she's watching something that isn't really there. But this night felt different. While she stood there in silence, something happened that Nick still cannot explain. The camera captures a strange and unsettling moment that is difficult to dismiss as a coincidence. Watch closely. An object suddenly falls from the top of the refrigerator. There's no visible movement nearby. It simply drops. At that exact moment, the dog begins to growl, as if reacting to something that cannot be seen on camera. According to Nick, that was the moment he truly became uneasy. But things get even stranger when he shows what exactly fell.
Alright, so this is in response to last night. My grandma loves to collect little figurines. One of my grandma's little angels fell off the fridge last night.
If this small figurine was placed deep on top of the refrigerator, how could it have fallen on its own? Nick has no explanation. However, after watching the footage multiple times, he notices something even more unsettling.
Honestly, I'm a bit in disbelief, but no, I'm pretty sure it's just a plug-in charger. I brought my girlfriend Claire here so she can help demonstrate. But can you try to step in front of that? And so it just does that. Move away. So that comment says that the Roomba doesn't do that unless someone's in front of it. My question is, like, why was he doing it last night? It is kind of creepy with a smiley face and everything.
Rewatching the footage, Nick notices another strange detail. The Roomba begins moving back and forth, as if something invisible is blocking its path. There is nothing visible in the frame, yet its behavior appears unusual and abrupt. Nick has no clear explanation. He only suggests that the device may have reacted to something in the room. And one night, while he was watching TV alone, something even more disturbing happened.
So, I was watching my show, and after last night, I'm definitely not leaving these lights on. But I was watching my show, and there's nothing there.
The robot is nowhere to be seen at that moment, making the dog's behavior impossible to explain. Both dogs suddenly freeze and stare intensely at a single point. According to Nick, there is nothing there. The fact that they are looking directly toward the kitchen makes the situation even more unsettling. Nick recalls that his grandfather, who passed away last year, once claimed he had seen Nick's grandmother standing in the kitchen at night, in complete darkness. However, it later turned out that no one had actually been there, and that's not the only reason Nick feels uneasy about that area of the house. Later that same night, after recording the previous video, another incident occurs. After moving the dogs into another room, he begins recording again. This time because the sound of the ice maker suddenly unsettled him. But during the recording, something else happens. Watch closely.
Whoa. Whoa. Yo. Oh, that's cool. it!
Suddenly, the Roomba, which had been calmly moving across the living room, flips over. There are no obstacles in its path. It appears to rotate nearly 180 degrees on its own, as if something unseen interfered with it. Frightened, Nick stops recording and uploads the video online. Viewers begin noticing details he missed. The vacuum was moving in an unusually straight pattern, which is not typical for that model. It also failed to stop at the edge of the stairs, something it had always done before. If the earlier incidents could be dismissed as coincidence, this moment completely unsettled Nick. Since then, nothing else unusual has happened, but no clear explanation has ever been found. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts.
This disturbing incident happened to a group of local journalists from the Russian city of Pskov at one of the cemeteries. They had come there to film a report about the growing number of people dying in car accidents, hoping to draw public attention to the issue. However, things quickly went off script. The journalists didn't even have time to step out of their car and begin filming before they noticed something strange. People in athletic clothing starting to surround their vehicle. These individuals were scattered across the cemetery and, judging by their behavior, were clearly trying to close in on the car. Realizing the situation was becoming dangerous, the journalists attempted to leave. They first reversed, then tried to turn around, but the group kept closing in. And then, something truly alarming happened.
Да. Я не знаю. Да.
Так, сейчас смотрим. Так, главное, чтобы не куда-нибудь не в это самое не попасть, да. Да, нападение на нас, мы на кладбище, тут, короче, какие-то люди нам преграждают дорогу, мы на машине, сейчас пока мы не выходим. Вот, можно вывести в эфир, очень будет романтично.
Непонятные молодые люди загоняют нас, обкидывают камнями и кидаются под колеса. Мы не можем от них уйти.
Так, а второй где? Второй.
Вон слева, вон он.
Давай, прямо на него. Или я не знаю.
Микрорайон Крестыльный, район Нового кладбища. На новом кладбище мы находимся. Мы пытаемся выехать в кладбище, нас догоняют. Молодые люди.
Нет, туда не надо, там он.
Подожди.
Да, но их несколько, и они со всех сторон бегут. Петлянова. Да. Что делать?
Подожди, что хотят они?
Они вам камеру разобьют. Санкт-Петербург, проспект Солидарности, дом 12, квартира 2.
Тихо. Назад, давай, назад.
Колеса протекают.
Колесо протекает, РК.
Ребят, что хотите? Чего?
Проткнули
Нет,
колеса.
ребят, мы уезжаем, не надо.
На нас напали, проткнули колеса, мы не можем уехать.
Просили съездить, подожди, не надо. Попроси, мы уезжаем.
Уезжаем!
One of the men, dressed in a black hoodie, suddenly lunged onto the hood of the moving car, seemingly trying to stop them at any cost. At the same time, another ran up from the side and attempted to damage the tires. When the journalists tried to make sense of what was happening and asked questions, the hooded individuals responded by aggressively striking the car. At that point, it became clear. Staying was no longer safe. The driver slammed on the gas, pushing past the attackers, and they managed to break free. Fortunately, the journalists escaped unharmed. But one question still remains. Who were these people? And what exactly were they trying to hide or protect?